Good morning. There's an old joke about the factory of the future. The modern factory will be staffed by a machine, a man, and a dog. The machine will run the factory. The man's job is to feed the dog, and the dog is trained to bite the man if he tries to touch the machine. China's already there. This is news from Xiaomi. Xiaomi is a manufacturer of smartphones, and they've opened a smart factory that will produce a smartphone every second. That's 30 million phones per year with no people. So this is known as a dark factory here. This plant is $330 million, and this is the press announcement from Xiaomi, which will use this factory to produce their Fold 4 and Mix Flip smartphones. There's a big dog in that place somewhere. And here's an announcement that sounds like the script for the Terminator. China's got a factory of robots building other robots. One robot every 30 minutes, 30,000 robots a year. And the supply chain is all right there in Shunde in Guangdong province. Over 80% of the products to build those robots come from nearby suppliers. Production costs have been cut by a third, delivery times by 75%, from months to weeks. The level of automation in China's industrial sector needs to be seen to be believed. I visited a factory 2 months ago. Our U.S. company, Direct Equipment, is looking hard at having Chinese factories build houses here that will ship over and have our crews erect on site. Low-cost quality housing is a serious problem in North America, and our property developers are busy building homes at $300,000, $400,000 and more, so nobody bothers to build them for any less than that. It's an opportunity cost problem. New houses are snapped up at $400K, so why should developers bother with home buyers for only $150,000 budgets? So we're trying to solve part of that problem by having Chinese factories build most of the house here, then ship over. There's a factory in Shangzhou in Henan province, and this factory builds high-end recreational vehicles for the Australian market, campers, and what are called capsule houses, another small modular housing units for luxury resorts and hotel properties here in Asia. I called John, my partner in the United States, the night before my visit to this factory, and I told him it was probably a waste of my time. I was skeptical that a factory of that kind could build houses for the United States because the production process must be different. And we need larger houses anyway, and houses that are built to U.S. residential housing codes. There's a lot of variation in that. A home built for a coastal area needs to be highly tolerant to flooding and wind, whereas one built for northern climates needed to support snow loads, for example. But this factory visit was arranged by a friend of mine, and so I agreed to go out of politeness, even though my expectations were really low. I spent the day there with their teams and took a tour of their plant and went to the hotel and called John again and said, forget everything I told you yesterday. I'm pretty sure now these guys can do whatever we want, that if we just give them exactly what we need from your side, they can set their machines up and press a button, and 6 hours later, a house comes out of the other end of it. On the supply chain, everything they need is right there, locally, within 50 miles of their main plant. And that sounds a lot like the just-in-time manufacturing process and how Toyota built that just-in-time system and blew up Detroit. But here, it's with a far higher degree of manufacturing efficiency because of the AI systems they use to speed up all the planning and design and in the manufacturing itself. Also, just-in-time requires a highly standardized bill of materials and huge volumes of production with only minor variations product by product, like color, for example. The just-in-time system cannot work if there is a large degree of customization involved. But these Chinese factories are different. A Toyota plant running a just-in-time system that builds Camrys are making 1,000 Camrys today and 1,000 more tomorrow. The Camry is the only model that particular Toyota plant is going to build. But these Chinese factories can do different sizes and layouts, no problem, even with very low order quantities.